Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're looking for another seed starting video, you're out of luck. We have to do something a little bit different today. So here we go. All right, so like I teased in the intro, we've got to pivot a little bit today with what we're doing for videos. So a while back, if you remember correctly, I did a video on raised bed gardens, how to fill them cheaply and all that type of stuff. I was naive and I forgot to do one important step to make sure that everything would go smoothly. Any guesses? So I did that video. It worked well perfectly. We got the logs in the bottom, filled everything up with soil. And then I went through my growing season last summer and spring and did wonderfully. We got a great crop of lettuce, some baby carrots in there, some radishes, as well as some good peppers and a lot of cherry tomatoes. After that growing season, I thought, what the heck? Why not grow some garlic for over the winter? And we'll see if we can get a bumper crop of garlic. So that way I have something in the ground in the fall, it'll overwinter, and then it'll start to sprout here in the spring. And so we've had some warmer weather, which is normal for our spring here up in Wisconsin, so zone 5A. And I got to thinking, like, man, garlic should be sprouting up here in the next couple days. You know, it's kind of been 3 to 4 weeks and there's not a whole lot going on. So I started to dig around. I took the straw off the top and lo and behold, not a single clove or bulb was left. I planted over 40 cloves in that raised bed. And you want to know what I found? Little tunnels everywhere in the ground through the straw. So, if you know what my problem is, I forgot to critter proof my raised bed. And that's what today's video is all about. So, we will be taking out all of the soil, all of the logs out of this raised bed, putting 1/8 inch hardware cloth on the bottom, and then putting everything back in to get ready for this season's growing season. Because like most of you, I'm getting super anxious and I want to get stuff in the ground and growing as soon as possible. So here we go. I started shoveling it out. I originally started with 5-gallon buckets, but then just said screw it and ended up dumping it on our lawn. I thought we had a tarp, but I was mistaken with that. So here's a little bit of a close-up of me shoveling everything out. It's actually a really cool process to see how much everything broke down. Fast forward, everything is taken out. There's the pile of logs. There's the actual raised bed. Now what I'm going to do is I took the 1/8 inch hardware cloth that I picked up from our big box store and laid it out and making sure that everything would fit. Went through and cut everything to the dimensions that I needed. And then took garden staples and put them in the corners in about every 2 to 3 feet, making sure that the hardware cloth would actually overlap up the top of the inside, or actually coming up the sides of the raised bed, and then just kind of stepped inside and staked everything out on the interior. So here you can see where those stakes are, about every 1 to 1.5 feet. Had a little bit of extra, so I overlapped it and made sure I doubled down on that corner. Then we just backfill everything back in, rewater it, add in some new fresh compost, as well as a couple bags of new raised bed garden mix. Big thanks to both my daughters for this. One was the cameraman and one helped me water. So not bad for taking advantage of a nice sunny, warm afternoon to hopefully critter-proof my raised bed once and for all. We'll put it to the test this spring and summer. I just planted some arugula and radishes, so we'll see. Hopefully nothing gets into those things, and I'm actually well on my way to replanting my garlic this upcoming fall. Thanks again for joining me today. Hopefully you found some humor in my garden failure that I had over this past year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything works out. If you like this video, make sure you take your green thumb, give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. If you've ran into the same issues before, let me know what you did differently in the comments section below. And as always, I will see you guys next time.